Very good morning, friends. Today we are going to talk about blood sugar spikes. You all know, reason scientific evidences shows that anyone who develop frequent blood sugar spikes go for some negative health implications. I am not going to talk about anything about pre-diabetes or diabetes. It is only a preventive aspect. So this might be very useful for anyone, particularly those who have higher risk for diabetes may be very much benefited out of this talk. After each meal, our blood sugar varies. After a lunch or dinner, it goes above, but particularly after taking a large carbohydrate meal, then the spike will be more. As long as the blood sugar ranges between, look at that, 70 to 140, it is in the normal one, okay? And if your blood sugar is above 180, then it is called blood sugar spike. Sometimes it is also called hyperglycemia. I think for easy understanding, we can call it as a blood sugar spike. Actually, this normal blood glucose level between 70 to 140 is maintained by two good hormones. You all know about insulin. One more hormone, glucagon. These two hormones plays a very important role in maintaining the blood glucose. Both the hormones are produced in the pancreas by islets of Langerhans. Actually, the insulin is produced by the beta cells and glucagon is produced by the alpha cell. After a good meal, okay, your blood sugar increases. Then the beta cells produce insulin and it distributes or it pushes the glucose into the cells for energy, particularly into the muscle cells. And if the blood sugar is little more, then it is get converted into either a glycogen in the liver or as a fat in the adipose tissue. That is what the usual one. Why means body wants to save always glucose. So insulin plays a very important role in distributing or reducing the blood sugar. During sleeping, actually the blood sugar slowly goes down. Then the glucagon, the another hormone, acts and it mobilizes the glycogen stored in the liver into glucose and thereby maintain the blood glucose. It's a very effective mechanism. I think I don't want to go to the entire science, and people who are interested can see the slide also. So anyone, due to some reasons, if he develops frequent blood sugar spikes, then recent science shows that he may go for oxidative stress because of the mitochondrial dysfunction, or mitochondrial is something like a jam, traffic jam. Slowly go for insulin, impaired insulin sensitivity, or you can also call this as mild insulin resistance. And such a combination is not good for our blood vessels. So it causes slight changes in the inner lining of the blood vessels. It is called endothelium. Actually, the smaller blood vessels that present in the heart or kidney or in the nervous system are very much affected first. That is the reason why this knowledge of blood sugar spikes is very important. Can anyone without diabetes experience blood sugar spikes? That is what the question. Because we all know people with the blood sugar high, that is in the diabetic state, they may go for blood sugar spikes. Any normal people can develop sugar spikes? That is what the question. Yes. If you ask me, I can say yes, because there are some conditions. If you consume very high glycemic foods with very high glycemic index, like white bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, followed by sodas, along with the desserts, all these combinations, okay, will increase the blood sugar very high. Even a normal people can experience that too. If anyone follow a sedentary lifestyle, then the problem comes frequently. People with overweight should be little cautious, and even they consider people with stress or lack of sleep, and the combination of these factors will make them to go for blood sugar spikes. Now I am giving a very crisp 6 effective strategies to reduce the blood sugar spikes. Okay, that may be very useful for you. 1. How can I reduce the sugar spike? Number 1, avoid refined sugar, that is naked carbohydrates. That means carbohydrates, something like a glucose. If you take a food full of carbohydrates, then because the carbohydrates have a very high glycemic index, so mindful eating is very important, and adding protein is definitely helpful. What is the protein? For a non-vegetarian, it is very easy. You can add either a chicken or even eggs. That will help a lot. But for a vegetarian, it might be very difficult. My suggestion is, you are all forgetting about the beans. Actually, beans is a very good diet. It lot of fiber, high protein. Some of the beans, what I shown, is having a very high protein content of even up to 44%. Actually, the beans are available throughout the world. In several parts of the world, I came to know that at least 20,000 variety of beans are available. Some beans are very famous in Japan, Asia, USA, India, China, Europe. I think I am not going to say whatever available you have to utilize, because the fiber content of the bean is very, very important. And again, another way is, in addition to protein, include more vegetables and proteins. Actually, even WHO says that you should consume at least 300 to 400 grams of fruits. This is very important for health, because fruits not only contain vitamins, antioxidants, because antioxidants is very important to nullify the effects of reactive oxygen species that is liberated from all the cells, and also fibers. 2 types of fibers, namely soluble fibers is the one that lower the sugar. In addition to that, cholesterol also it lowers. And the insoluble fibers is beneficial for gut, because our body contains only 30 trillion cells, but our gut contains 39 trillion cells. This gut microbiome plays a very important role in the health, and for that, this insoluble fibers plays a very important. Actually, this gut microbiome utilizes that and produce a lot of benefits to us. Again, I always fond of telling about this. Starting from spinach to curry leaves. There are a lot of green leafy vegetables are available. Each one have its own advantage. Generally, they are all very rich in vitamins and also polyphenols. The polyphenols, as I said, they act as antioxidants, and also soluble and insoluble fibers. That's what we talked. Third mechanism is skip large desserts after heavy meals, particularly after heavy carbohydrate meals, because these large desserts are having high glycemic index, and that cause, along with your diet, there is a carbohydrate. If you had these saturated fats, then your blood sugar spike. So I think everyone wants to enjoy in the life. I am not telling no to that. If you want to take little less, don't take a big amount, or if you want to, you just give some gap. So don't go at a stretch. So you can enjoy everything in a not going very big form, but small quantities you can enjoy. But if you want to enjoy a very big one, you give some time. Then after the large meals, walk for at least 20 to 30 minutes. I think this is a very important advice. People say that postprandial walk, it reduces your high carbohydrate meal. So that is thereby avoiding blood sugar spikes. So I think this may not be possible for all, but at least youngsters can practice that one. In that way, you can avoid, even if you take a buffet or very high meals, you can reduce your sugars. Starch retrogradation is widely talked. What is that? Actually, cooling and refrigeration of rice. This process is called retrogradation. What that means, by doing that, it increases the resistant starch. Actually, the rice undergoes some modification. That molecules in the rice, it goes from gelatinous form and reassociate themselves into crystalline form, thereby becoming resistant, thereby releasing the less amount of glucose. This is also a very important method. So I think still this sort of soaked rice with soaked rice meal along with curd has been widely practiced in various parts of the world, particularly in Asian countries. Better avoid stress and anxiety. Why? It is also connected with your blood sugar spikes. Actually, doing stress and anxiety, the body releases a lot of hormones, or hormonal imbalance takes place. Particularly in this condition, cortisol and adrenaline, epinephrine are released, and that also causes hyperglycemia. That's the reason why don't go for too much stress. Look at this diagram. At one end insulin, but other end all these 5 hormones. Actually, the action of insulin is to reduce the blood sugar, means action of all these hormones like a glucagon that I have talked, adrenaline, or we can also call it as epinephrine, cortisol, ACTH, growth hormone, thyroxine, all these things all have a tendency, though they have been having a specific action, they have a tendency to increase your blood sugar level. So better avoid stress. So I have given 6 important suggestions. Whatever which is possible, you can take it. It's not necessarily to everything. In everyday life, you can follow something that might be very useful. And today, continuous glucose monitoring also becoming, it's possible, it is a reality. In some parts of the world, people overcautious about health, they are already using that. It's a very useful instrument. I can say it is a non-invasive useful instrument. And the only thing is, I say, don't worry too much. Don't get worried about very small increase in the blood glucose. Sometime before, I got repeated call from a lady. It is something like a very small spike. She'll be calling me. Then I said, 10, 20, 30, these spikes are not so big problem. It will get settled. And also, I want to say, don't make any major decisions after seeing this GCM. You always consult a doctor, but it gives a very good information about your lifestyle and what are the ones that you should avoid and all. So anyone well enough, they can follow this also. Probably it might be a last slide. So I said some effective ideas to reduce the blood sugar level, and I think even if you are not in a position to research, listen me. You go through this slide. Okay, avoid refined sugars, include protein and fruit salads, avoid desserts along with the heavy carbohydrate meal. So these are all things I talked that. And one more thing I want to say, that this is also being practiced, plate method. So there are plates are available. Okay, people, if you have a tendency to take large meals, go for purchasing this type of meats. These plates are giving a warning that the plate should be always filled with 50% of vegetables and fruits, another 25% with the protein or with little fat, and only 25% with the carbohydrate meals. In that way you will be cautious. I think you all listen me, and thank you. And last but not the least is you should always have a clear understanding. When you go for a restaurant, decide yourself. Instead of ordering too much, you always order in such a way that both will benefited. In that way we can avoid high blood sugar spikes and all. Thank you for listening, and we'll see in some other occasion. Goodbye, take care.